What's the big direction of the union budget and what does it have for the telecom sector, for the Northeast region and for India Post as well? Joining us right now is Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, who handles all these portfolios. Mr. Scindia, for the last few months, since the time you took over the communications and telecom portfolio, you have been looking at how to overhaul India Post and make it a logistics powerhouse. Now, what push does this budget give to that exercise?
Well, I think it's very important to, first of all, understand and most importantly, at the outset, I'd like to thank the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister for giving that prominence and that emphasis on India Post and its importance in being probably the largest distribution channel that India has. We have 1,65,000 POSs, points of sale, almost about 3 lakh Gramin Dak Sevaks across the length and breadth of our country that do only one thing, Dak Seva, Jana Seva. And it's very important for India Post also to move in line with what's happening globally. And what's happening globally across the world is that postal organizations slowly evolving and moving towards being logistics organizations and logistics companies, specifically because of the huge emphasis on e-commerce, and e-commerce becoming a very, very large portion of their total market. And the same is going to happen in India. Today, e-commerce may be only limited to maybe tier 1 cities, but it's going to be 6 months or a year at max where it's going to go to tier 2 and tier 3. And that's where India Post has the largest distribution network. And so therefore we have a plan in place, or we are working on a plan, which is a business process re-engineering exercise, where we've formed our India Post organization into 6 verticals, which define our products between mails, parcels, international mails, your PLI, life insurance schemes, your post office savings bank, and your C2C, government citizen services. And across these 6 verticals, we formed also a technology group that's going to be looking at, because digitalization is going to be a very important facet of this. So net, we'll have a long conversation some other day, but we're looking at a full transformation of how India Post functions, making it seamless between customer and service, and the budgetary allocation towards that imperative is extremely important. As far as telecom is concerned, there again I'd like to thank the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, where they have looked at BharatNet becoming the key purveyor of information and digitization, all the way down to government schools as well as to primary health centers. Right. And we've got a very expansive BharatNet, amended BharatNet program, where we have a capital allocation of close to about 1,39,000 crores, where we're going to connect every Gram Panchayat in this country, and there are over 2.5 lakh of them. And in the second stage, every village in our country with OFC fiber, and make sure that the digital revolution doesn't begin with tier 1, but begins actually with tier 3 and tier 2.
Minister Scindia, again, coming back to India Post and making it a logistics powerhouse, when you're going about this restructuring or re-engineering exercise, what is the amount of money that this entire exercise would need, and what is the economic opportunity that you feel is there? And if you had to quantify that economic opportunity.
I'm not at liberty to divulge to you my Capex requirement at this point of time, but suffice to say that you're going to be working on this on 2 important footings. One is the digitization of India Post. So we are coming out with software 2.0 for India Post, where you're going to be seamless end-to-end. We've got a capital allocation already, not in this budget, but in prior budgets, of close to 5,000 crores for that. We should be coming out with our beta product in the next 8 months or so. We've got a system integrator in place, And not only that, I have now put together within India Post, for the first time in the history of India Post, a Chief Technology Officer. So I have a CTO, and then I have a Vice Technology Officer who's working with each vertical. And so that there is complete synthesis between the demand of each vertical, which are very, very different products, along with the view and the thesis of the organization as a whole. The second is really to look at our infrastructure and upgrading our infrastructure. And so we have close to about 26,000 odd branch post offices, including head offices, that will require a certain amount of infrastructure spend, and then a whole bunch of sub post offices. So it's going to be a combination of both, along with a business process re-engineering exercise. So there's going to be a softer aspect to it and a harder aspect.
And private sector involvement as well?
Not to begin with. Yes, private sector involvement on maybe on the advisory side, and maybe on the software integration. But the software is being made also by our India Post company, which is CEPT.
Okay.